What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going through the exact dashboard that I use for all of my fitness coaches who come on board with me. It's literally my 8th of November template, so like the most recent agency template that I have for fitness business owners, and this is the dashboard that they're all using right now. It's super informative and replaces the crummy client dashboard that GHL gives you. And I'm going to be running through each step, each different module, how to set it up, and how to kind of tailor it for your business too. So if you are looking to, really get a handle of your business, and if you're using GHL already, or thinking of using GHL, this might be a good video for you. So let's jump in really quickly and go from here. So the insert logo here, obviously, is your business logo. And the reason I do that is because I want you to feel ownership for these metrics. At the end of the day, it's your business. However, sometimes if you're looking at the GHL dashboard, the standard one, pardon me, it just kind of looks like numbers, right? And to me, this doesn't really inspire me at all. However, if I see my business on there and I think, these are my numbers, I'm owning these, you will be more inclined to, actually care about them. First things first, the right side here, active clients, check-in completed, check-in not completed. If you don't have your client tracking inside GHL, then that's not going to be relevant for you, but I'm going to go through it anyway. But let's get started with new leads. Now, new leads is, I basically qualify a lead as anyone who interacts with the business at a stage of giving the business their phone number or email. The information provided is kind of what signifies they're kind of putting their hand up to say, I'm willing to be contacted in some regard. Now, if you have a free resource and you give away it free to anyone, so long as they give you their details, I would assume that they've consented to being approached. So that's what I qualify as a lead. Now, the way that you can set this up is basically you click on Add Widget. Actually, I'll do a demo right here, but I'll show you this first. So new leads is their title. Again, the emojis help with like a visual representation. The metric is count of contact, and then the condition is email isn't empty, so making sure that it's not just like an Instagram lead where you just get their username, and the tag is inquired prospect. So every time I bring someone into GHL on all of my client builds, I always tag the person with inquired prospect for the duration that they are an inquired prospect and not a booked call or a lead. Now, for me, I like to think of leads as people who haven't taken the next step. And when they do take the next step, I take away their current status and update them with a new status. So the way that you set this up is you click on Add Widget, then you go Contacts and Count of Contact, and then Conditions, you click on Add Condition. So condition is tags, not company name, tags is inquired prospect, and then add condition, contact email is not empty. And then you press save. That's literally it. And it'll give you the dashboard information. One thing I should mention right now before we go any further is these dashboards are very good for the present moment. They're not very good at historical data because, as you can see, that stage changed. And like if I try and show leads for this week, it's only going to show leads where the conditions are currently being met. If I try and change this date at the top here to 6 months ago, this is going to show real wacky data. So one thing I would say is that take screenshots of your dashboards every week or back up this data consistently, because it's not going to be something you can use for historical data. However, on a week by week, when you log into GHL, this is exactly what it's for. Moving on. Our next one is booked appointments not cancelled. So if we look in here, this is specifically people who are booked in at the present moment. How many calls you've got and how much of your time is going to be assigned to booked appointments. An easy way to look at this is just booked appointments, count of appointments, and then conditions. Calendar is the name of your calendar. In this situation, it's just a placeholder. And the status is not cancelled. You could make this a little bit more focused, and you'd go status is not one of the following. So cancelled, no show, invalid, and then it would show you more of a specific view. Cool. The big one with this, my voice broke. Finally hit puberty. The big one with this is that when you log into GHL and you see this number is 10, you can actually click on this number and it will give you a list of those appointments straight up. So you can see them really quickly without having to go into calendars, messing around with the calendar tab. You can see, bang, all of them are your appointments. Fantastic. Moving on. Next one is closed deals. This is a count of current closed deals. So how many people you've got currently onboarding and, like waiting for contracts to be, contracts that already have been signed. I don't count a deal as closed until cash and contract is signed. And I have in the past, and it's bitten me, like in my business and other businesses too, because you start counting your eggs before they're in the basket. You count your chickens before they even hatch. So the way that you set this one up is you click add widget and then your count of opportunities, count metric is opportunities. Then the condition is pipeline is sales or whatever pipeline you use to track your lead flow and your sales conversions. And then the stage is one of the following: closed deal, sends contract, closed deal, contract signed. So this is exactly what I was just saying. I have this in just for business owner preference. Save me, 0.5 of a second of selecting the metric. However, if they don't want the sends contract in there, I just remove that and it's contract signed onboarding. So you could also add in, if you want to see more data, you could say like, tag is active client, and in the past week, then you'll be able to see more information. So that's just a counter. One big thing with tracking closed deals is a counter and not as a dollar metric. I track the dollar metric down here, but also the reason I do that is because if you're having a bit of an off week with sales and your product is $1,000 and you've had to downsell yourself just to get people across the line to $700 or $600 or straight into a recurring of $99 or whatever it is, I don't want you to feel disheartened by that. I want you to look at the numbers and be like, cool, I showed up, I still got 10 deals closed, and I'm still 10 deals ahead of where I was last week. That's the most important thing, not the actual money. But we still track the money. There's a reason it is slightly lower down. Cool. Next one is leads not booked for call. This is very similar to new leads. It's just depending on the business owner. If they're counting only leads that are like not high value content offering leads, so not free resource leads, and it's just leads and their specific delineation is they haven't booked a call, then I will keep that one in. If they're not like that, then I just remove that one. And again, it's just very similar. It just has slightly different conditions on here. So it's count of contact, and then tags is not booked call. Email is not empty. So again, just very different business per business, and I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The next one is total funnel views. This is really important for organic content coaches. So ones who use social media to generate their views and not like paid ads, even though paid ads is on social media or whatever. However, if they're like an Instagram Reels, a TikTok fitness trainer, if they're a YouTube Shorts fitness trainer, if they're like even a Pinterest trainer, which is crazy, you have the total funnel views be a journey from vanity metric to sanity metric. And I honestly have refilmed this video twice because my audio wasn't being recorded. Hope it's being recorded this time. But I came up with that in the first video. I don't know if I stole it from someone, but I'm acting like I started it. And what I'm saying is Instagram views and followers are vanity metrics. You might post a video and might get 1 million views and it may get you 0 clients, right? Because no one cares too much to look at your funnel and take that next step. No one cares enough to take a next step. However, if you post a video that gets 100,000 views and it's on brand specifically for your target market, and that translates to 10,000 funnel views off one video, you have some serious positive reinforcement that video resonated with your audience. And if you can say for the week, I made videos specifically around coaching X person with Y equipment in this kind of modality, you can say, cool, I got 1 million like Instagram views for this week, and I also got 150,000 funnel views, which led to me getting 200 leads, which to me is no longer just vanity metrics. They are sanity metrics because they are getting closer to closed deals, which is important. So this one is like, that's why I have the little eyes on it. And I'm like, ooh, what are the funnel views? Really important. Track that shit. And don't listen to people who just say, Instagram views and Instagram followers are just vanity metrics. Like, you want to manipulate them into sanity metrics. Like, don't listen to the gurus. Start looking at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Total messages, non-Instagram. So this one here, total unread messages. This one here I set up for a coach, I think it was 6 to 12 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago, where he was getting, like, he had a couple 100,000 Instagram followers, and he was getting hundreds of messages a day. And a lot of them were through Instagram, and he was missing the SMSs that would come back from leads. So lead nurturing and that kind of thing, and the emails that were coming back. So we set up a total unread messages count. So he can just click on this, right? And see all of the people who have messaged him. You can do filters inside contacts. I know, that's fine. Inside conversations, that's fine. I know. However, this one was front of mind straight away. He would have 25 to 30 messages to reply to. And one of his KPIs for the day was getting this down to 0. Great metric to track. The reason why we filtered out Instagram is simply so you didn't have to, get all the fluff in there. All right, just quickly, I realized I didn't go over total funnel views, so I'll just edit this and show you really quickly. So it's total funnel views is count of page views, and the conditions are page is funnel, visitor scope is all. Visitor scope, only thing that means is it the same person coming back to the page 100,000 times, or is it a unique person coming back? You can kind of track both of these. I just go with all, because most of the time it's not the same person coming back and back and back, unless you have a VSL, and unless that VSL is some kind of education style VSL and people actually get value from it. I wouldn't stress too much about it. Apologies, I'm yawning. I've been up since 5 a.m. I'm working. So, all right, next one is total unread messages. We went through that. I'm going to show you the unread messages configuration in here. So the sum of unread messages, and the condition is conversation is unread, so only getting ones that are unread, and last message channel is not Instagram. So you could filter this out to be whatever you kind of want it to be. So you could have a specific metric for just calls, or specific unread email, whatever it is. Whatever is specific for your business, I would track that. Fantastic. Cool. Next one is pipeline value. So obviously, GHL went through some updates recently. They had their old dashboard, and the old dashboard has been replaced by the new one. The old dashboard had pipeline value front and center. And I thought it was so good that every time people or myself logged on to GHL, I saw how much money that I had sitting on the table. And when I look at that, I'm like, cool, everyone who's pre-booking is worth money to me. Even in the bookings, like even pre-sale. So pre-sale is worth money. That could be 100 grand. If you had a video go viral, you have 20 people booked in, they're all worth like $2,000 each. So what's that? 2,000 times 20 is $40,000. And then, you got $60,000 worth of leads in the tank. I spat on my table. That's awkward. Sorry. And if you've got all that money on the table, you wake up and get ready and you're like, man, I'm so ready to crush this, because that's my money and it's waiting for me and I just need to go get it. Pipeline value, very, very important metric to look at on a daily basis. So if I click on edit, it's just sum of revenue. So sum of the total value of each of your opportunities that you set up inside Go High Level, where the status is not 1, and the pipeline is sales, and the pipeline stage is none of the following: closed deal, contract sign, or no sale. So everything pretty much pre-sale. You could also have this include no show, but no show can still turn into a sale. So really cool. One that I think every business owner should be tracking that metric. The next one is closed deal value. So we are tracking closed deal count at the top. This one is the value. The reason, I think I just mentioned this, is the reason I track closed deal count is because even if you downsell yourself, I want you to still track that metric. But the closed deal value is still super important as here. So if you spend a week working really hard and you close 10 deals and that's $10,000 worth, you want to see that number right there. That's your hard work. So what you do is we look at edit here. Closed deal value is sum of revenue. Pipeline is sales is one of the following: closed deal, sends contract, closed deal, contract signed. So one thing I will say about this is closed deal value having closed deal, sends contract. I don't believe a deal is closed until the contract signed and the payment is delivered, because people can flake out before those two. So depending on the business owner, I'll remove this closed deal, sends contract if they only want to track, contract signed, onboarding, and active clients. And that's where the status is 1. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's been a really big week. I'm being slammed with build work. And so I'm just trying to get these videos when I can. As you can see, it's a Sunday morning before I get started on my builds for the day. Blessing and a curse. All right, so new leads per week. This is just this one here, but it's in the form of a graph, so you can kind of see when your leads go up and down. One thing I will say is, because GHL doesn't do too well with historical data, because statuses change and all that kind of stuff, this kind of becomes redundant, and I do get rid of it most of the time, unless like you've had a phase of like 4 weeks where you got a bunch of leads and you were like on holiday or something like that, and you like didn't reach out to any of those leads, which is bad, but you wanted to see all of that incoming data flow whilst you're away. So that's why I do leave it in sometimes. If I get coaches who aren't super like reliant on coaching and just want to see like their metrics, then that's a good one. Fantastic. Next one is showed appointments. So based on the actual appointments themselves, the sales calls, the count of appointments status has been marked as showed. And then no-show is essentially the exact same. It's just for no-show. Again, if you're getting like 10 bookings a week, but your showed appointments is 3 and your no-show is 7, then you have a breakdown of process in your your pre-booked call flow. So either you're not nurturing them enough, you're nurturing them too much, people are getting sick of you, you need to adjust it in one way or another, and you can usually like improve that number pretty quickly by just testing 1 or 2 things, which is more or less messages. Fantastic. The next one is the active clients and not completed and completed check-in. Now, this one here is a little bit hard to track if you don't do your check-ins inside of GHL and don't use like a pipeline to manage your clients. I'm going to show you what that looks like really quickly, because I think it's important to understand what I'm talking about here. Is basically when you onboard a client, do you keep a log of them inside Go High Level? The way that I do that with coaches is I have an active clients pipeline, so sales and active client. And every time someone gets to, this stage, contract signed, onboarding, one of the stages of the automated workflow is to bring them into active clients. So you create them a active clients opportunity card in this pipeline that puts them in requires check-in. Now, whenever they fill out their check-in form, whether that's on a GHL form or it's a type form and you use Zapier to tag and untag in here, it will move them from requires check-in to check-in completed. So this will become check-in completed is 1, not completed check-in will drop by 1. So just say you have 10 clients, this will be 10 to start with. The first one who does it will bring this number down to 9. This goes to 1, right? Now, I mentioned you can do it inside GHL, so you just host a form with your check-in. However, if you do it inside like type form, then you just need to use Make or Zapier to move that information across. And the way that you do it is, so they fill out the form, it then tags them with check-in completed. So it's literally just a 2-step automation where it's like form completed, then GHL module where it's like update contact, and you add the tag check-in completed. And what that does is when it gets inside GHL, there's another automation that runs that either moves them from requires check-in to check-in completed, or technically you could do that in the Zapier or Make workflow anyway. When you go through and review your check-ins, once you have completed your check-ins, every single check-in that you complete, you just drag them back. So again, you know exactly how many people you actually need to do your check-ins for once you just click and drag them back in, right? Super simple system to follow to do your check-ins. You're going to save a bunch of time. So that is my coaching dashboard that like all of my clients are using right now. It's pretty gnarly. It really does help give a sense of ownership. This is like the page that people land on when they log into GHL. So they see it straight away. They got the date, they can shuffle these around a little bit to suit their needs. However, that's pretty much it. So this is literally, it's my client. This snapshot is my client snapshot that I apply. I don't give this away for free. It's literally worth too much money. However, if I do start selling this, the place you will be able to get literally, I'm actually thinking about doing this. So if you want to work with me, it's like $5,000 minimum for me to do the build. But I'm thinking of selling it for like $2,500, where you can do it yourself. So because some people are more technically minded and have maybe a little bit more time to put into this. So, not quite there yet, but still have good lead flow and still need to manage it. However, I'm thinking of selling it. Maybe if you wanted to buy it, just let me know. I'm thinking of like hosting it in the classroom here in my school community. And then you get this template. And whenever I update this template, you can get a new one. So it's literally like, I think you can see, if I type in 8th, it'll come up. So 8th of November, it's my most recent template. And it's got like all of the automations and shit in it that you need to essentially go bonkers on coaching. So yeah, it's heaps of stuff in there, but I'm really hesitant to give it away just yet because it's so valuable. And if I won't give it away, I'll just sell it. But if that's something you're interested in, DM me. If you want to do that, I'm happy to jump on a call. Speaking of the school group, it is exclusively for fitness business owners now. Some people in there who are just interested in automation, they got in before I cut it off. However, if you're not a fitness business owner, this is not for you. This is not an automation, like how to build a business side of things. This is specifically for fitness businesses to get ideas, lock in with each other and learn more. I'm posting, every other day, specific content for the school group. I'm also talking a lot about the fitness industry. I've been watching a lot of marketing ads on Meta recently. We'll scale your online coaching business to $10,000 a month with ads or you don't pay. Bullshit. Anyway, I'm going through a lot of that stuff in here. So I hope you guys join and I hope you get value out of it. So that's pretty much it for now. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I've got build work to jump into, so I'll speak to you soon.